Hi class, it's me again, and today we shall continue our discussion in the research writing 1. Okay, so before I start with our lesson for today, let us have a quick review or recap of what we have studied so far. Okay, so first we begin with identifying what is research writing, right? Okay, and then next we come up with how to think of proper or feasible research titles. It's important, class, take note, class, it's important that we have a research title that is really related to the contents of your research. Otherwise, it will be misleading. Okay? It will not be understandable by other people if your research title is different from the contents, or it does not, the contents has some variation from your research title. That's why it's very important to think of a proper research title. So far, based from the papers you have submitted from last time, I have checked those titles and all of them are approved. Those who were asked to revise their research titles have already did and returned their papers to me. So all in class have an approved research title. Okay? Now, the next step what we're going to do is how do we start with our research? This is the process that comes now. How do we think of the contents? Okay? So at the end of the discussion, we should be able to understand the following concepts, right? Like data gathering, the difference between quantitative and qualitative data in research, data collection method, close-ended questions and open-ended questions, and data collection procedures, okay? Okay, but the title of our topic for today is data gathering. So, where do we get the data that we're going to put in our research? Where are the verified sources we could get? Is it just the books, or is there an online platform where we could get it? Okay, but before we begin with that lesson proper or discussion on what is data gathering or data collection, can I ask someone in class to share their insights on what do they think data collection is? Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Anfisa, what's your answer? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Great. Okay. So class, Anfisa, sorry, had shared in class that data collection or data gathering is the process of collecting verified resources for the contents of our research. Okay, that's very good insight, Anfisa. Can I ask another student to give their insights? What is data collection or data gathering? Yes, Carl? Okay, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Great. Okay. So Carl said that data collection or data gathering is the process of collecting various resources from primary and secondary resources to put into use with our research. Okay, great. That's a good insights, class. Now, we'll first begin with what is data collection. So I hope you can see my share screen, okay? So data collection, I'm just gonna read it here. So again, class, all of the insights that you have given me about data collection or data gathering is correct. So I'm just gonna read it here, okay? Data collection is a systematic process of gathering observations or measurements. Whether you are performing research for business, for government or academic purposes, data collection always allows you to gain first-hand knowledge and original insights into your research problem. Okay. Now, here are the few reminders that you should keep in mind before you begin collecting data. You also need to consider it, just like what we have discussed with thinking of proper research titles. We have guidelines also with data collection. Number one, first is to brainstorm what is the aim of your research. You have your research title, right? So, what are the possible contents you want to add in your research? Number two, the type of data that you will collect. What are the following data that you need? Do you need to have a collection of surveys from your clients or target audience for your research? Or you just need to cite it from other studies existing online? Okay. Number three is the methods and procedures. I have briefly brushed the topic about the different methods and procedures before, but we'll also get onto that part after our lesson with data collection. Okay. Number three that you must keep in mind is the methods and procedure you will use to collect those data. So you would know how to collect, store, and process that data. Okay? So those are the things that you need to consider in data collecting. Okay. So do you have any questions, class? Mm-hmm. Okay, no. So before this one, after our another discussion, I'm going to give you another activity. And then after that activity, you're going to have a group work activity in which you would you will brainstorm another research topic. Okay, and then you will also propose the data collection methods that you are planning to use. Okay. So here are the following steps. We will in what do we mean by defining the aim of your research? Okay. So in defining the aim of your research, we must categorize into what type of data we are seeking or we are looking. Is our research must contain quantitative data or qualitative data? So, okay, class. So, when we say quantitative data, it is expressed in numbers and graphs and it's analyzed through statistical methods. Qualitative data, on the other hand, are expressed in words and analyzed through interpretations and categorizations. Okay, so when we say quantitative data, it often asks close-ended question. It has statistics. We do mathematical computations and certain percentage to get our data. That's quantitative data. When we say qualitative data, this mostly has this, if you're going to survey for the type of data or interview someone, most of the interview questionnaires are open-ended. It means that you didn't provide any choices for the questions. Just let the audience or the participant to write what they feel is the correct answer from that question. That's qualitative. Most likely, there's not much measurement involved with that compared to qualitative data. Okay? Okay. Now, before we proceed with other steps in data gathering, I'm going to give you a activity sheets. You'll be given 15 minutes to accomplish. All of those questions are related to scenarios relating to quantitative and qualitative data. So for this part, you will be asked to answer. There are guide, of course. And there will be given sample research data in which you're going to identify whether that is quantitative or qualitative. Okay, this is an individual assessment, and then afterwards you're going to pass it in front and we will check it. Okay, okay, great.